For the last couple of days, we've been in the storage rooms for some of the Art Bridges Foundation collection, and right now we're standing in front of a large color photograph by Frank Blazquez, the Gallegos Twins from Belen, New Mexico, and this dates to 2019.
These are Kitty and Bunny Gallegos. What I love about the fact that this is a portrait of twins is that there is this duality that emerges.
What engages us immediately is the differences and similarities between these two figures. One figure looks out at us, the other looks down. One with long hair that she wears down, the other with hair in a bun, one with eyebrows that are very thin, the other with more thickly painted eyebrows.
The cosmetic and fashion choices that we see, like the baby hair edges, are very popular within Black and Latina culture. The hoop earrings, the thin eyebrows, the winged eyeliner are all distinct attributes of the Chola style. Blazquez is capturing an image that celebrates Latina culture and Chicana identity. The series to which this photograph belongs is called Barrios de Nuevo Mexico, Southwest Stories of Vindication. Blazquez photographed communities in a neighborhood known as the War Zone in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In this neighborhood, systemic inequalities have led to vicious cycles of gun violence, opioid addiction, and police brutality. To me, the makeup that they wear, the way that they do their hair, this Chola style is a way of asserting the strength of that identity forged out of the challenges of living in a culture that marginalized them. Blazquez has his own history of struggles with opioid addiction. While he got sober upon his move to New Mexico, he started to frequent this so-called war zone and relapsed. The way that he got out of this cycle of addiction is in part by having conversations with those in the neighborhood, getting to know them and photographing these individuals, listening to their stories. Blazquez is expanding upon several art historical and visual traditions. Blazquez is inspired by the documentary photography of the Farm Security Administration and the Works Progress Administration of the 1930s and 1940s. He also is thinking about photojournalists who have captured the communities in New Mexico in the 1980s and 1990s, such as Miguel Gandert and Kevin Babrisky. And of course, working within the portrait tradition, which largely speaking has focused on the elite classes. And Blazquez instead wields, I think, the democratizing effect of photography by saying these subjects are just as worthy of exposure within our culture.
I think a critical component of this, too, is that Blazquez is returning to the war zone, returning to places where he himself abused drugs. So it's a place that he knows, but he's revisiting it in a very different state of mind. He describes it as a decision to go back into the fire in order to come to terms with his own past. I felt like I was on the outside looking in and seeing myself and seeing the choices I used to make, Blazquez says. But now with a camera, you're able to capture light in certain environments. You're able to get situations and scenarios and events, and you're able to isolate them so that you can dissect them and study them and start to explore why you did the things that you did. So it's a kind of documentation, but at the same time, a very personal exploration of his own past.